Hi, Assalamualaikum. So we're going to do the discussion on the sheet metal working. So we're going to discuss on the past few question. So this one of the question in which they say that two main activity in sheet metal process are punching and deep drawing. Distinguish these two differences between these two process, punching and drawing, in terms of principle and product making, and also give two example of product for each process. So 5 marks. So we have punching and deep drawing. So we always start with definition. So give your definition to punch out a shape or hole using puncher or punch or a punch. Deep drawing is a forming of sheet into convex or concave shape using a punch and a die. Okay. And the principle of product making process, so the best thing is to draw. So you draw a simple punching uh, process and must be labeled. So you must have punch here, the workpiece, and then you have die, and then you have to show the scrap. Okay, so showing that this is the punching process. Then you draw also for deep drawing. Okay, so deep drawing you must have label also. So you must have punch, you have a blank holder. Okay, and you make sure it goes according to the punch shape, right? So you have to complete all the label. Okay, so I think this is 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark, and 1 mark. Okay, and give example. So example of the product 2 each. So this one going to be 0.5, 0.5. So 2 each it can be, so for punching it can be washer, but that one is too common, so you can give example like example ventilation grill. Okay, ventilation grill like this. Okay, and then front car grill also. They use the punching process, and also computer casing heat ventilation. Okay, you can see this on your CPU. And for deep drawing, very simple. You can give example pot, sink, okay, automotive door panel, and so on. So just give two example without drawing. This one I just want to show you the difference, okay, between this ventilation. All right, so 5 marks, yeah. And the next question is 10 marks. Wow, this is a big marks here. So the combination can be 6, 4, 5, 5, or 3, 3, 4. So it depends. So it can mix with the bulk deformation question also. For example, like this, yeah. They say discuss bulk deformation process. They didn't mention any type of process. Versus sheet metal process, also they don't mention any specific process. And your explanation should include the aspect of sketch operation, advantage, disadvantage, and application. So again, put the process that we want to differentiate, in which bulk deformation and sheet metal. So we start with definition. Always start with the definition. So bulk deformation is the forming and shaping process which include what type of process? Rolling, forging, extrusion, bar or wire drawing. And then what is the starting form? So for bulk, gonna be slab, bloom, billet, rod, or plate. Okay, you give some example. Like, for example, like this. Okay, at least two type of process and two type of starting form. And for sheet metal, you have to give the two process in which the deep drawing, punching, blanking, or you can give any two here. And starting form always in sheet metal and strips. Okay, now we're going to look at the operation. So you can choose, since we have a lot, so you can choose any example that you can easily draw, and don't forget to label and give the type of the process that you're going to draw here. So for example, I choose direct extrusion because it's clear and easy to draw, and I put all the labels here. Okay, very important that you need to label and show the force. Okay, and for sheet metal, I choose edge bending. Okay, you can choose deep drawing. Okay, you can choose any other process that you're familiar with, and don't forget what type of process. and also you need to label. So you label what are the important part here, the force here, okay, the punch, the pressure pad, and die. Okay, so I think this one is 1.2, then this one 1.3, and this one 1.4, and then the advantage. Okay, so for this advantage and disadvantage, you can look at the working condition. So we know that bulk deformation mostly work with the hot. Okay, so you look at the advantage for hot working. So in hot working, decrease in yield strength. Okay, that's the advantage. So lower power of force required. Okay, you can choose that one. You can also choose the it give you refined grain also can. Okay, choose any of the hot working advantage. And then for sheet metal, they always work in the cold working. So you choose the advantage for cold working, in which good dimensional accuracy is the advantage for sheet metal. Okay, now they want the disadvantage. So 1 point here, 1 point here. The disadvantage, again, you look at the hot working disadvantage, in which you know that definitely they will give a poor surface finish. And the disadvantage for cold working is that you need a higher force and power. So you can include other also disadvantage that you are familiar with. Okay. So we have how many marks now? Okay. And then to complete the last part, you need to give application or example of product. So since this one I show the extrusion, direct extrusion. So I give example of aluminum window frame, and also I add one more from the wire drawing, in which spring, because they didn't say how many, so we just secure with two. And then for sheet metal, you can choose any of these example of process. So it can be from the punching. Okay, you can give example automotive body panel, or kitchen sink is from deep drawing. So as long as the example is from sheet metal, so I think you can get a point there. So 5 here and 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total of 10. Okay. So now we done the passive question. So usually distinguish, compare, discuss. It always have the same pattern of questions. So now you need to know what are the advantage, disadvantage, the application, and also how to draw and label. Alright, so that's all for chapter 3. So we have wrapped up chapter 3. So I see you after the break for the test, and also we continue with chapter 4 in the metal casting process. Take care. Bye.